If you are like me and you love turbocharged V8s, screaming V12s, historic motor racing, and more specifically 90s and early 2000s, Racing Studios have delivered again with one of the most exceptional mod packs available in Assetto Corsa right now. And in my humble opinion, some of the best driving, sounding, looking, and feeling cars anywhere in the sim racing world. This is the Classic Endurance Pack from Racing Studios. Now, this pack doesn't just contain one, two, but three of the most legendary race cars ever to hit the most famous racetracks on Earth. Starting it off, we have the Toyota TS020, or more commonly known as the Toyota GT1. A car that only ever raced twice, both in the 98 and the 99, 24 Hours of Le Mans, winning in its class in the 99 round. Featuring a twin turbocharged 3.6 litre V8 hooked up to a 6-speed manual sequential, this car is an awesome bit of kit. It looks so modern compared to some of the other race cars of the time. Driven by famous names such as Thierry Boutsen, Martin Brundle and Alan McNeish, this car cemented itself in the history books, unfortunately being retired after its win in '99, and Toyota wouldn't return to Le Mans until 2012 with the TS030 hybrid. Next up, we have the Nissan R390. Just like the Toyota, this raced in the LMGT1 class during the 97 and 98 24 Hours of Le Mans. Featuring, just like the Toyota, a twin turbocharged V8, this time a 3.5 litre, weighing in at just over 1,000 kilograms. This car was an absolute beast, not being quite as competitive as its Toyota counterpart. In 97, they only finished one car, 12th overall and 5th in class. But for 1998, Nissan returned, this time with 4 cars, slightly more downforce and a new diffuser. Although Nissan was easily beaten by the Porsche and the Mercedes, all 4 cars were able to finish the race, which they couldn't manage in 97. Finishing 3rd, 5th, 6th and 10th overall, only being beaten by the Porsche LMGT1. For the 1998 season, the car had to be changed and developed into the LMP class. Unfortunately, this would be the last time that Nissan would be racing at Le Mans until their failed attempt in 2015 with the legendary the GTR LM. And finally is the Ferrari 333 SP. What a car this is. A beautiful piece of machinery. Open top Le Mans prototype class car featuring that legendary 4-litre naturally aspirated V12 from the 1990 Ferrari 641 Formula 1 car, producing just over 640 horsepower. It was one of the most reliable race engines ever to be created. Just like its counterparts in this pack, this is the 1998 spec Ferrari 333, and this thing managed to finish at top of its class in the 1998 Le Mans, not with Ferrari not with the Ferrari factory team, but with one of the customer teams as Doyle Risi Racing. But this car went on to take success in both the IMSA and the World Sports Car Championships in the late 90s and early 2000s, and lives on today as one of the best sounding race cars, one of the most beautiful race cars, and it is an absolute awesome thing to have this available to race in Assetto Corsa. The Racing Studios guys have done an epic job with these cars. The attention to detail is off the scale, and I haven't even began to look at the amount that there is on these cars. The quality of the cockpit lighting, detailed engine bays, everything. These cars look brilliant, and unlike other modding companies which send out great looking cars but then they're terrible to drive, these things drive superb. They all perfectly capture the essence of the late 90s with still using old school technology in stick sequential. They hadn't quite gone to paddle shift yet. And the old school tires means that the cars aren't forgiving like modern prototypes. They twitch, they understeer, they're a handful on the throttle. And these cars have just got that down to a T. They're not tricky to drive. After all, these are endurance cars. And they have to be able to survive 24 hours. But they're nothing compared to modern machinery and the unlimited downforce that we seem to be heading into these days. The sounds are as accurate as I think we're ever going to get for a simulator. And this is high praise for a modding company. But these mods are to the standards, quality, and detail I would expect from something that iRacing would bring out. And you think about how much work and the price that goes into an iRacing car to be able to have 3 cars of such historic value and driving rawness and just I'm lost for words with how good these cars actually are to drive. But the price, well, half the price of a car in iRacing is, yeah. This pack is definitely one of the best things to come for Assetto Corsa. And you pair this up with the Beamer V12 that VRC offer, and I'm sure and the Mercedes that is already in the game, base game from Kunos, then you're well on your way to creating yourself a 98 or 99 Le Mans grid. And yeah, we're entering a golden age of sim racing, and modding teams like Racing Studios keeping Assetto Corsa alive, and Assetto Corsa is probably the best it's ever been. This game is nearly 7 years old now, and it's still thriving, and it still could arguably be titled as one of the best simulators out there. And that is purely thanks to modding companies like Racing Studios, like VRC, like URD, and all the other mod creators that are out there creating awesome cars, awesome tracks for us to enjoy. I will link the mod pack in the description below. If you have a few pounds to spare, don't hesitate. You will not regret buying these cars. In my opinion, the Ferrari is probably the best one of the bunch, but that's only because I like screaming V12s. I'm a bit of a sucker for a good screaming V12, but all of them are just epic to drive, and you can bet that there's going to be more content coming on these cars very soon, don't you worry. So I am going to leave you be with just a little bit more of a snippet of what these cars are all about. Thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe if you want to as well, and I will see you all in the next one. Have fun, and keep some tissues ready for the sounds you're about to hear.